SpaceX versus Blue Origin, Elon Musk versus Bezos, Starlink versus Project Kuiper. How's it all going to play out? Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me for tea time. Today, we have a little bit of dark temptation. So good, so good. Has that chocolatey taste to it. I hope you're joining me with your cup of tea, maybe a cup of coffee, hanging out, talking tech, talking photo, talking video. Today, we're going to be talking about tech and space and SpaceX and Blue Origin and Bezos and Musk, Starlink, Project Kuiper, all of it. Where are things going? It's heating up. This showdown between Musk, the billionaires, right? Musk and Bezos is really, really heating up. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this. I was reading a few articles that discussed what is currently going on and where Bezos sees his company going. When I say his company, I'm talking about his space company, Blue Origin. It's quite interesting, the statement that he made in an interview, an on-stage interview just the other day. Very, very interesting. He believes that Blue Origin is going to be his best or biggest success, even bigger than Amazon. That is a lofty claim, right? That is pretty big. Considering his company, Amazon, I believe it has a market, I think it's like 2.3 trillion, something like that. It is massive. So he's thinking that Blue Origin is going to be bigger than that. Interesting. So I want to read some of this article to you. It's a little bit lengthy, but there's a lot of good information, a lot of meat on the bones here that I want to give you. I think it's fascinating, and it gives you an idea of where things are going with these billionaires and what they're doing, what they can do, and the direction, right, that they're heading. The space race is on, guys. The space race is on. So before we get into this article, I just want to say that if you enjoyed this content, even in the least, throw it a thumbs up. That's very helpful. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're not, if you are, I appreciate that. Click this notification button over here. So when I go live or when a new video comes out, you'll be notified of it immediately. And don't forget to share, all right? Sharing is caring. Share the channel, share the video, share. That will help grow this channel. I would really, really appreciate that. Also, if you just want to say thank you for all my hard work, there's a little thank you button down here. You can click on that, give $1 or $2 if you like. If not, that's perfectly fine. The video is still free. Consider becoming a member of the channel. That would be even better. And if you want any of my free ebooks, just for you being here, go to JCristina.com/books. And finally, if you want more Starlink specific content, I've put together in the last 40 months about 380, I believe it is, 380 helpful how-tos, tips, tricks, what to do, what not to do, what to buy, what not to buy, how to create mesh networks, all kinds of good stuff. And of course, the why behind all of it, directed towards anyone that is interested in SpaceX Starlink or already has a SpaceX Starlink system. So I'll put a link right over here. Don't click on it yet. Click on that after you're done watching this video. So now that all the housekeeping is done, let's jump right into this article, and then I want to hear from you. I'll give you my commentary, but more importantly, it's not me, it's you. Down below, I want to hear your thoughts on all this. What do you think? And if you don't want to put anything down there, just put a simple emoji in the comments down there. At least I know you actually watched the video. I would appreciate that. That helps out also. It starts out by saying, a billionaire showdown, Bezos versus Musk. The race to dominate the stars isn't just about rockets and satellites, it's a battle of billionaires, which is true. Elon Musk and Bezos are locked in a fierce competition with their companies Blue Origin and SpaceX leading the charge. But as the political winds shift, Musk's connection with the incoming Trump administration raises question. Quote, is the deck being stacked in his favor? Bezos isn't worried, or so he claims. Blue Origin and the political battlefield. On December 4th, during the New York Times DealBook Summit, Jeff Bezos addressed concerns about Elon Musk's growing political clout. Musk, alongside Vivek Ramaswamy, is co-chairing the Department of Government Efficiency, a committee tasked with cutting federal spending and regulation. God knows we need it. Critics fear Musk's influence could give SpaceX an edge, but Bezos remains cautiously optimistic. Quote, I take it face value what has been said, that he won't use his political connections to disadvantage competitors. I could be wrong, but I don't think he will. SpaceX setting records, widening the gap. The numbers highlight the stark differences between the two companies. SpaceX has conducted over 120 successful launches in 2024 alone, including missions for the Falcon 9 and the Falcon Heavy rockets. In contrast, Blue Origin's orbital rocket, New Glenn, has yet to attempt its first flight. Starlink, SpaceX's satellite internet service, now boasts over 6,000 operational satellites, serving millions worldwide and offering speeds up to 220 megabits per second. SpaceX's estimated valuation sits at an impressive $350 billion. We talked about that in a previous video. Unbelievable. Blue Origin playing catch up. Blue Origin is banking on its up-and-coming New Glenn rocket to close the gap. Bezos revealed that the rocket is ready at Cape Canaveral's Launch Complex 36, awaiting its final FAA approval. Quote, "It's literally on the launch pad," he said, expressing confidence that Blue Origin is very, very close to its first orbital launch. First. Whew. Despite its current challenges, Bezos believes Blue Origin has the financial runway to compete, thanks to its continued investment through Amazon stock sales. A NASA administrator with SpaceX ties. Adding to the intrigue, President-elect Trump has nominated billionaire Jared Isaacman as NASA's administrator. Isaacman, who commanded 2 private astronaut missions aboard SpaceX's Dragon capsule, has close ties to Musk. He has openly criticized NASA's recent decision to award Blue Origin additional Artemis funding, calling it unnecessary. While Bezos avoided commenting on Isaacman's appointment, the nomination signals Musk's growing influence in shaping the space industry's future. I agree with that. The satellite internet war. The competition between SpaceX and Blue Origin extends far beyond rockets. Starlink currently dominates the satellite internet market with over 6,000 satellites in orbit. Meanwhile, Blue Origin's Project Kuiper plans to deploy 3,236 satellites, with launches slated to begin next year. The battle for global connectivity is heating up, and while Starlink has a significant head start, Kuiper's entry could shake things up. I disagree with that because as of right now, Project Kuiper has 0 satellites on orbit. I'll get into that before the end of this video. Bezos' bold prediction. Despite the challenges, Bezos remains optimistic about Blue Origin's future. He predicted that the company will one day outpace Amazon, which is currently valued at $2.3 trillion, like I said before. Quote, "It's not a very good business yet," Bezos admitted, "but from a financial returns perspective, I think it's going to be the best business I've ever been involved in." That's amazing. That is a big statement. The final frontier. As the rivalry between SpaceX and Blue Origin intensifies, the stakes couldn't be higher. It's not just about who will launch the most rockets or dominate satellite internet. It's about who will shape the future of humanity's presence in space. The race is far from over, and both Bezos and Musk are in it for the long haul. Who will emerge victorious? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear. The battle for space supremacy has only just begun. I agree with that 110%. And we can't not speak about China, right? China, the CCP, is putting a ton of money, even more money than SpaceX, into their space. Let's say the equivalent to Starlink. They do have a copycat of Starlink that they've been working on, and they actually have satellites on orbit as of right now. I think 30 or 40 so far. On their first launch, they did blow up the top half of the rocket and ended up putting hundreds of pieces of debris in LEO, but we can expect that to happen. So they are actually ahead of Project Kuiper right now. But just think about Bezos saying that he believes that Blue Origin is going to be greater, bigger than Amazon, which is sitting at $2.3 trillion. That is amazing. That is really big. Right now, it's making nothing. or let's just say very little. But saying that really means a lot, because if that is the case, Elon Musk will have some competition because Bezos has that amount of money to be able to throw at it. The problem that I have with Blue Origin is it just takes them so long to get anything in orbit. Matter of fact, the very first 2 satellites, their prototypes for Project Kuiper that were launched, they were actually contracted to ULA to launch them because Blue Origin couldn't do it because of their New Glenn rocket issues. That is a problem. And now we're going into 2025, and you need to keep this in mind. 3,236 satellites need to be on orbit. That's what they're looking for. But the FAA said you need to get half of them in orbit by, I think it was 2026 or something. So let's just say a year and a half from now. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Within a year and a half, they need to get 1,600 plus satellites on orbit, or they lose their license. They'll have to reapply. That's a big deal. I just don't see it happening. How are they going to be able to get 1,600 satellites in orbit in a year and a half? I just don't know, considering how just lethargic it has been for the last 2 years. I mean, Bezos, he's been talking about this Project Kuiper for quite some time. He even showed us what the dish is going to look like and this and that and how much it's going to be and all of these things with no satellites. But people keep talking about Project Kuiper. And once again, there's nothing up there. The 2 prototypes that they did put into orbit, they ended up letting them come back down, burn up in the atmosphere. Why? I don't know. They could still be at least testing with them, but no, they burned them up. It just doesn't make sense to me. So my question is, since Elon Musk is very chummy with President-elect Trump, and he's going to be a part or a co-chair to this Department of Government Efficiency, which God knows we need, is that going to afford him some type of preferential treatment? When I say him, I mean his company, SpaceX, or will it not? I think that Elon Musk is pretty much a straight shooter, and I don't think he's going to take advantage of that position. I really do believe that he wants to fix government. He wants to fix the efficiency of government. Him and Vivek Ramaswamy together, I really do believe that they're going to work hard at trimming the fat, so to speak, and then also fixing these regulation issues. It should not take weeks and months and possibly a year to get FAA, FCC, all of these Fish and Wildlife and all the rest of these 3-letter organizations to get on board for a single launch. It is a waste of time. China is going to eat our lunch. We cannot have that. We need to pick things up. Elon Musk is like that. When you see NASA launch every 10 years, let's say, Elon Musk would launch with SpaceX every 10 months. That is the difference in efficiency and speed. So what do you think? Do you think that Elon Musk will continue to dominate the space industry? Or do you think that Project Kuiper and Blue Origin could actually take wings, so to speak? I don't know. According to what Jeff Bezos says here, he is really optimistic that this Blue Origin company is going to be his biggest company ever, meaning bigger than, like I said, Amazon at 2.3 trillion, which is just baffling to me. You know, is this pie in the sky? Or do you think that this could happen? He has a lot of money. The same holds true with the CCP and China. They got a ton of money because it's government money that's going to be pushed into a SpaceX Starlink lookalike. And they've been working on it for quite some time. And like I said, there's already 30, 40, 50 satellites on orbit, where Project Kuiper has none. So once again, what do you think? Down below, I would love to hear your thoughts. If not, put an emoji, any kind of emoji, I don't care what it is. Put something down there just so I know that you got to the end of this video. I'd really appreciate that. Finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools and my merch and my tees and my books and my shirts and everything else. Pick something up. Help support me and my family. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay connected, and we'll see you in the next one. Love you all.